What are the things every man should at least try, even though they are stigmatized as gay or unmanly? Moisturizing. Take care of your skin, boys. I second this. Skincare is a must, especially for people working outside all day. A good moisturizer in the morning, which has a decent SPF rating, will not only protect you against UV damage, it'll make you silky smooth. Telling your male friends you love them. Just at the end of high school, my group had several deaths occur. Car accident, cancer, suicide, and a couple murders. Now in my current group we say love you after most conversation. Some people think it weird, but duck em. People aren't around forever. Better to let them know how you feel while you can. Similar story. Grew up in a tough area. Very little affection. Until we had a bad year when several people in our circle had died. After that, everything changed. I moved away, so I don't see those guys very much, but whenever we talk, they always say love you at the end of conversations. Still feels a little weird, but it's a nice sentiment, since an untimely demise became real very suddenly. I'm all in on the bidet. Bought it for my parents as kind of a prank gift, and my dad wouldn't let my mom keep it. I don't want water shooting up my ear. I kept it, and wouldn't go back. Way cleaner, surprisingly refreshing, and I was the one laughing when nobody could find toilet paper in the stores. A roll lasts me forever now. Spent a couple of weeks in Japan last year, where bidets are nearly universal. First day there, when I got to my hotel room I had to use the Google Translate app to figure out how to work a toilet. By the third day, I couldn't imagine going back to paper. When I got home, I installed one at my house. And yep, when the pandemic struck, toilet paper was not on my list of things to worry about. If I remember correctly, social workers are mostly female, but young boys need good male role models too, and there should be a demand for male social workers, since there are so few of them. So, being a social worker, we also need to pay social workers a lot more. Being verbally and physically affectionate, if you're comfortable with contact in general, with your boys. I tell my boys I love them. I hug my boys. I kiss my boys before a night of wrestling and howling at the moon. Aragorn kissed Boromir. You gonna tell me Aragorn was unmanly? Good luck saving Gondor without your boys, coward. Edit. I had a bad day and came home to find all these lovely awards spattered across my post. Thank you, guys. Made my day. Double edit. In the interest of transparency, I'm childless and meant guy friends by my boys. That said, it applies to sons as well, and it's wonderful to see so many loving fathers identifying with this. I'm a man. My grandfather taught me to solder. Smoked more than 2 packs a day. Worked until his 80s. Once burned off a tick on the end of another man's rig with the cigarette he was smoking at the time. Had 10 heart attacks before the 11th one killed him. Used to take me to elementary school each day. He would give me a kiss and say have a good day honey. He was metal as duck, but it didn't stop him from showing love to us boys. We used to sit on his deck and share root beer floats. Damn, I miss Gramps. Edit. Why I ran errands and opened Reddit to a bunch of people who could fondly remember their grandparents. That's awesome. I could explain the tick on a rig, but it'd actually rather leave it to conjecture and nightmare fuel. Thanks for the awards. You all are very kind. When my husband and I first started dating, I turned him on to the magic of baths. We did face mask and bath bombs, which he really thought would explode, and bath salt, which he was worried would make him a zombie. Now he drags me into Lush and asks if after our date nights, if we can take a bath. I keep talking about when we buy a house, and he follows up with it needs a nice tub. Edit. You'll keep making references on this, but I don't know what you are referring to. Please pretend all I do is take baths. I just want to know what is being referenced. Edit too. It's not just friends being referenced. Monica? Don't not try something because you're afraid of seeming unmanly. Worrying about how manly you appear to the world is actually the least manly thing you can do. One would be the manliest man if he did whatever he wanted, no matter what society tells him. Skincare. I don't understand why it's so gendered. Why ads focus on you can put this black/navy skincare product and still be manly. Its skin is an important human organ and actually not that different in needs from man/woman. Everyone needs to wash your face properly and to protect it from dehydration and sun damage. The marketing for men's skincare is so cringe-worthy it's just unreal. Instead of just here is moisturizer, you need to use this. To not have chisty skin problems it's always Ultra Face Shield to the ducking maximum or Pro Super Power Glide razor blades for shaving your manly face. I just want a cleanser, I'm not looking to invade a country. Try sewing. I'm the seamstress, master, for my family. Fixing clothing and making curtains etc can be just as useful as fixing a car and comes in handy more frequently. Edit. As some have pointed out, you shouldn't make your own curtains for fire safety reasons. I only made a one long set into two smaller sets. My main sewing tasks are Halloween related and mending favorite pajama pants. Also, thanks for the gold. Seems to for male. Getting a marriage. My son never had one, and I convinced him to get one. He felt so relieved. Why would that be stigmatized? I used to go regularly. Going to the spa. Rick or no Rick, we all deserve to be pampered every once in a while. Treat yourself. Thinking, talking about and understanding your emotions. Man, that's deep. I was just going to say bud play. Cocktails. They're delicious, and I've found some of the tastiest come in the daintiest glaze and have the effeminate/flirty names. Pink Paean, Sweet Seacrest Blue, Sex on the Beach, etc. that aren't the manliest to say/order. Went on a work night over Christmas. I work in a factory and got endless chiz about ordering gin and tonics and espresso martinis. Literally could not give one solitary chiz. They taste great. Cooking. Ducking hell, don't rely on others for something you need every day. Deliveries and takeaways are expensive, and it's really satisfying when you whip up something and it's delicious. Eating noodles and microwave meals all the time isn't really that much better too. You can make a pretty good pasta for like $1-3 or so per portion. And to those men who say just marry someone who cooks, yeah right, what if the one doesn't know how to cook? Edit. Just like Chef Gusto said, anyone can cook he. Edit 2. Typo. Cooking is a weird one, because the idea that it is unmanly only applied to domestic cooking. Professional and recreational grilling were considered men's work. Yo, since quarantine I've been doing face masks using a tinted sunscreen, using a CeraVe face wash, using actual shampoo and conditioner, not the combo garbage, and a leave-in. I've literally never felt better about my appearance. I'm sure I look the same, but just doing something makes me feel like I'm in control and I'm helping. Good for you. I recently got real shampoo and conditioner as well, and my hair feels amazing and looks so much better. It's good to invest in yourself, take care of you. Quality hugs for your brothers. Don't do the old shoulders touch and pat on the back. Grab your friend and give them a hug. If you squeeze hard enough, you can pop their back. That's a relief like no other. Now my Hente alt account has a ton of messages. Unfappable. Vertical bar. Also seeing a therapist. That chiz is fire. Edit. Thank you for the gold and other awards. I'm humbled. That chiz also very expensive. Guys should definitely try yoga. At the very least, it's a form of exercise that builds balance, flexibility and strength in each and every pose, is low impact enough to be done until old age, but is challenging enough to build muscle. Plus if you go into the other aspects of yoga, including meditation, breathing, concentration, etc., life feels better and lighter. I used to have a personal trainer who championed yoga. I would regularly scoff at the usefulness of yoga as a real workout. Then one fine day, he took me through a solid hour of yoga. I was thoroughly whipped and wringing wet. Brian, yoga is a great workout. Hugging, in general. Edit. Wow! 9,0k likes. Dude, hugs are the best. Keeping a diary. You'll become more reflective and more productive as a result. It's not gay if you call it a journal. I feel sorry for men who were not hugged, kissed, or comforted while growing up in a familiar, non-sexual way. Hardly know any white men who have been hugged or kissed by their dad/grandpa/paternal uncles. I feel sorry for them, that they did not grow up with their biological parents, and had no emotional support as such. EDIT equals thanks for 4K. This was my Reddit all-time best. D. Both my parents were unavailable their whole lives, which definitely messed me up. In therapy I was asked what was the closest emotional moment I ever had with my dad. Therapist was shocked when I answered he shook my hand at my wedding. Honestly the only time he shook my hand too. Anything? Real men don't give a chiz that other people think they're being unmanly. I'll confidently order a Cosmo at the bar in my purple shirt because it's a good drink and purple is my favorite color. This is the correct answer, and honestly it took way too ducking long to be said. Years ago, my wife's best friend's sister became the manager of a bar in my town. She invited my wife to come in one weekend night with the intisment that all drinks would be on the house. She included me in the invite, but mostly to be polite. She didn't really know me, and she didn't think I'd come. Because it was a gay bar, all I heard was free drinks. I will say this, the clientele of that establishment was the most chill bunch of barflers I've ever seen in my life. I had a few dudes try to flirt, and the moment they found out I was straight and there with my wife they were not only 100% respectful, they were all over themselves telling me how much I was to be admired. Apparently a straight guy being comfortable drinking in a gay bar is something of a unicorn. If I'd actually drank all the drinks sent to our table I'd have been in the air that night. Weirdly enough, the men's room of that place was cleaner than most hospital bathrooms I've seen. Y'all are not ready to hear this, but prostate orgasms. Get one of those toys made for that. Surprised pegging / prostate stimulation is so far down. Manicure / pedicure Reddit. What in the well now I feel bad my top rated comment was just a parting remark. Thank you kind strangers for the awards and upvotes though. D. I 100% agree. When I came back from back-to-back Iraq deployments, my feet were jacked up from being in boots for 25 months. My wife suggested I come with her to the day spa to get a PD. I've been going every 2 weeks since. That was 2008. Crying. Just let it out, guys. You can do it. Don't apologize for it or hide it either. You say that I can do it, but I just literally can't. I recently lost a close friend, and I felt the need to, but the most I could get out was a few tears. I know it would feel good though. Wearing a mask, apparently. At least here in Texas. North Carolina too. I'm the only one at work right now wearing one. One of the bosses will wear one if he's trying to impress a client who is wearing one. He did that one day and left it on too long. One of his friends came in and said, "What, you scared?" Like they were kids on a playground. And he responded like a kid on a playground, "Nah, I ain't scared," and ripped it off. My other boss told us right after we reopened that brothers don't social distance. I really hate it there. Probably gonna be downvoted for this, but as a straight guy, I love bud stuff. It's not an every time thing, but damn do it feel good. I love ringing the devil's doorbell. God put a G-spot in era for a reason, gents. The chisaurus, if you will. One day it'll swell up like a peach pit and ruin every pair of unpissed underpants you own for the last 20 years of your life, so you may as well enjoy it while you can. Showing your emotions. Nah, be a walking bomb is fine. Washing your A. Do people just not clean themselves? There's a difference between not wanting a cock up your and wanting to be clean. A pretty big one, LMAO. Mani and pedicures. The women in there are usually really nice and it feels amazing. As someone who bites their nails constantly, they also make me not want to bite them because my nails look so good. Lol edited for Mark. Oh hi Mark. Outfits. Not just like suits to events, but everyday outfits. Stop just wearing clothes and wear outfits. Coordinate your shirt, your pants, and your jacket. Match your leathers. Get colors, get layers, get socks that are fun and you like. Put on a nice looking watch. I hear men complain all the time on Reddit that they don't ever get compliments. I get them all the time, or did, before COVID. Not just by people I know, but literally random people on the street. I love your shoes, that vest looks amazing, awesome watch, all kinds of stuff. I've had men and women stop me and ask where I got certain things. Men, if you want compliments, dress in outfits. Edit. The money whoever spent on gold for this could have gone towards buying a stylish pocket square or a pair of pink floral socks. My brother, who is married to the hot blonde wife, has 2 kids, a manager position job and a fancy car. Also does the outfits thing. He always buys matching shoes and belts, designer, but you don't need to. And the rest of his clothes are well thought through as well. He gets complimented all the time. People acknowledge your presence more, and if you're well dressed, you get more respect as well. Can't believe nobody mentioned this, but Broadway musicals, plays, and show tunes in general. They rock. I can do without the sex suggestions, but you will be you. Proper dancing lessons, read books, or even poetry, discuss their thoughts and feelings openly. Cry. I wouldn't say reading books is considered unmanly. When I became a man, I put away childish things, including the childishness and the desire to be very grown-up. C.S. Lewis. When I became a man, I put away childish things, including the fear of childishness and the desire to be very grown-up. Keeping a journal. I told a friend he should do this as a suggestion for a hobby, and his reply was, "But I'm not a 14-year-old girl. WTF. Calling it a captain log has a bit more appeal to some people." Crying. It is so healthy to cry, and it can prevent you from building up stress. It's a terrible day for rain. Makeup. I'm not talking full mascara inches, I mean for covering stuff up. I have terrible dark circles, and no amount of good quality regular sleep or skin cream will make them go away. I just have thin skin there. My wife offered me some makeup to cover them, and it was incredible. Totally invisible too. This was higher priced stuff though, so be wary of the cheap stuff. Edit. Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away Concealer for those wondering. Hey thin skin under the eyes gang. I've had purple bags under my eyes since I was a kid, and no matter how much I explain, I still get people thinking I need more sleep. Use moisturizer. At 31, I look better and younger than I did at 21. I mean, I started regularly working out, drinking tons more water, and eating properly at 23 over 24, as well as stopped drinking booze 2 years ago, so those help too. But moisturizing definitely helps. Having females friends that are just friends. Almost every one of my male friends only have other male friends. All the females in their life they are just trying to duck or date. I think the problem is often that for men who haven't ever had female friends, the emotions become conflicting, and you just think any woman that you are friendly with is a woman you'd want to have sex with. It's a lot harder for a lot of men to separate those emotions, and whilst I think it can definitely be trained out of you, most men won't ever push themselves that far. No one else has said cooking. I love creating a delicious balanced meal, and quite a few women love that. Cooking is not unmanly. Hell, it should be considered unmanly if you can't cook. Sitting down to pee. Probably 50% of my home court pisses are seated now. Middle of the night. Sit down and keep sleeping. Don't want to put your book down? No problem. Bonus is you don't have to wash your hands if you don't touch anything. To be clear, if I'm not at home I'm standing. Update. Yes, I wash my hands all the time. I'm not a savage. I just don't usually flush pee. Judging from this thread, that could be a whole other story. And yes, I live alone and keep my bathroom clean as hell. Except for the pee often sitting in the bowl. Wash your hands, you cretin. Pretty much everything and anything stigmatized as gay or unmanly is probably going to improve your life, or at the very least is worth trying. Investing in a better grooming routine, trying feminine hobbies like dancing or knitting, thinking about and considering your feelings, being more open to giving and receiving comfort and affection, being unashamed of liking genuinely good cheese like fruity cocktails and bright colors, prostate orgasms. Really, toxic masculinity has stripped men of so much and forced a lot of them to live scrunched up. Repressed little lives. Learning to let go of that will really help open up your world so much. Okay, but for real, knitting is how I survived college. I was in a programming major, so I spent hours at my computer working on projects then. When I wanted to relax, it was always watching videos or playing games at the same computer, but by then my eyes would be killing me. So what I did instead was put on a podcast and start knitting. I got good enough at the motions that I could let my eyes unfocus and rest in the repetitive pattern, and counting let me rest my mind for a while too. Best part, one got $20 selling a pair of fingerless gloves I made. Going to a salon with actual stylists for haircuts. What a difference it makes to have someone who knows how to make your specific face look better, rather than slapping on a one-size-fits-all cut. Plus salons frequently offer sparkling water, wine, etc., which is always a nice plus. A good barber should be able to do the same, and many of them serve alcohol now. If you're into that, you can be friendly with the barber, get a hot towel shave, chat with the regulars. I wish I had an old school barber shop in my area. I went to one on vacation once for a hot towel shave, and it was awesome. Nice underwear. Underwear with a built-in pouch are super comfortable while supporting your genitals. Also, the sexier cuts with less fabric are so much cooler than wearing shorts underpants. The case with boxers. I'm a big dude working in manufacturing, and I know you wouldn't expect me to be wearing a thong most days. Holy cheese, This whole quarantine ended up with me buying different types of underwear online, and my god have I been deprived of quality underwear with ample room in the trunk for junk, if you know what I mean. Wearing a ducking mask. If I can go on hormones, grow tits and wear a dress and makeup every day, and par well enough that none of the tourists here give me a second look, and people still call me him and guy, then I can personally guarantee that wearing a mask at Walmart for a half hour will not endanger anybody's masculinity one little bit. I work at a hospital, and my city just enforced a mask requirement policy that a day later the governor overrided and said people actually don't have to wear masks. Less sigh. Sugary cocktails. Margaritas aren't gay. Cosmos aren't gay. If drinking margaritas and liking Katy Perry makes you gay, who wants to be straight? Anything I do is manly because I'm a man and I'm doing it. Crying over an emotional situation. Man card punched. Having tea with my daughter. Man card punched. Daddy don't time with the kids. Man card punched. A spa day with a straight razor shave. Mani/PD and towel treatment. Man card punched. Wearing purple or pink, the colors of royalty and pussy. Man card punched. Having my prostate stimulated for the best orgasm of my life. Man card punched. If you're not insecure, you don't miss out on experiences because of labels. Anything I do is manly because I'm a man and I'm doing it. Read that in Ron Swanson's voice. Pegging. See post above where the dude promotes stimulation of your clitoris. Best word of the day. Buying a pumpkin. Alright, let me explain that joke to functional people in the crowd. Let me explain this. Alright, this is how it works with guys. Anytime you do anything remotely sensitive, heartwarming, anything that's gonna make you more of a loving, caring individual, immediately, all your guy friends suggest that maybe, just maybe, you want to suck a Rick. Bill Burr, let it go. I read Buying a Pumpkin and I immediately thought of Bill Burr's bit, and sure enough. TL, doctor for this whole post-show emotion, bud stuff cooking sucking D, all at once. Be open to the fact that you might be wrong, and when you are, even if you have argued that you were right, admit that you were wrong. Deleted. Shaving your legs. I swam competitively for 14 years, and while I was hesitant at first, it became such a treat at the end of every season. Putting on lotion and some sweet pants afterward, and having your legs just feel like you're surrounded by baby dolphins, is unreal. Did it a couple of times. It felt good for one day, and then it's 3 months of ingrown hair. Try shaving your legs. It felt so good at it. Honestly, I meant trying it sometimes and not every day. Not all men can keep their legs freshly shaved every day. And yes, it is itchy after it grows back. But the feeling of the smooth skin on your legs is so relaxing. If you've never done it. Close bracket. This was my answer. I hated how it felt after the novelty wore off. But now I know why women are always cold. Over the age of 30 or so, having friends and doing things with them. Most people I know, if they have friends at all, they're either work buddies or family get-togethers. But a couple of guys being friends and leaving the wives to go on a camping trip, etc. just seems weird. I miss having friends. shaving your legs until they're smooth as glass, and then snuggling down under a soft fluffy blanket. It's like you're sleeping in butter, and it is a feeling everyone should experience in life. Until the hairs start to come back. It lasts exactly 12 hours, and then it becomes a nightmare lol. Install a bidet or spray hose to wash your TP is overrated. I actually like pink shirts. Also expressing feelings. Face moisturizer. Seeing a regular therapist. It's important to thoroughly examine your childhood. B/C a lot of toxic behavior starts with young boys being expected to act like men. I'm heartbroken at the amount of guys who really need a hug and to be reassured that they're allowed to not be okay because their parents withheld emotionally for stupid gender reasons. While you're there, ask about stress management and emotional regulation/coping strategies. Having control of your reactions when a situation is uncertain is empowering AF. The She-Ra series on Netflix. Being the little spoon. Man, I don't mind being little spoon one bit. I'll be laying in bed and my girl comes over and grabs my waist and puts her leg over mine. And you know damn well I'm grinding mire on the area where a penis would be if she had one until I'm nice and comfortable. Being little spoon is the best. It's really comfortable and feels so warm and safe. If the people I see everywhere on the internet always replying that's gay are not one of a kind each, then I'd say everything. Just putting this out there, if you are a man who is not attracted to other men, then guess what? Nothing you do will be gay, because you're not gay. Go put on your face packs and fluffy slippers, have yourself a bath with bath bombs and bath salts. Just enjoy things without worrying how others will perceive you. Wearing a skirt on a hot day. According to me, being manly itself has a different meaning when compared to masculine. Masculine is the rough and toughness, having all the bulk and aggressive personality. Manly is being a man, whether a man who cooks, is affectionate, cries during sad movies, or a man who can whip out a hammer and knock down the bad guys. Being a man is living up to your principles. That is manly. In the same, being a woman and being feminine is different. You can be manly, not necessarily masculine. Similarly, you can be a masculine woman. Doesn't really matter. Spinklies. They're so much fun and way more hardcore than they look. Cry like a bitch. Just surrender. Very brave to do actually. Expensive AF. Fruity exotic cocktails. Beer. Entirely depends on the beer, though. The world of beer is not just lagers and pilsners anymore. A sour and or fruity AF beer is awesome. Reading, expressing yourself, knowing your limits in relationships, critical thinking of yourself, and just generally taking care of yourself and your well-being. These don't strike me as things considered unmanly. Talking about your feelings. Seriously, I'm pretty sure I'm the first person my fiance has ever genuinely talked about his feelings with, and it's heartbreaking AF. Also, crying. We all need a good cry every once in a while. Prostate stimulation. A pink shirt with a dark blue suit. Ask for directions. Gardening. There are so many types and so many uses. Vegetable gardening, the obvious, saves on money and is great to do with kids. Also gives an excuse /metalworking on raised beds, trellises, etc. You can garden in an apartment with relatively inexpensive aquaponics. Also, cut flower gardening. Fresh bouquet every day really livens up a house. Buys in your seeds. Ipomia panterita, Rudbeckia sp. Echinacea sp. Alone will give you plenty of blooms from late May to August, at least. That's probably a $30 investment from Lowe's. Native plant/butterfly gardening. If you want to help the environment, it's significantly more effective than avoiding plastic straws. Plant trees. Fruit trees, showy trees, whatever. Incredible investment. In inner city, high-end neighborhoods, a mature oak or magnolia can increase property values by %20, and acorns are free, so you're looking at a huge return in 50 years. Also fantastic for the environment. Try to plant native trees as they tend to be pest resistant and zero maintenance. Wholesome answer. Tell your friends you love and care about them. Wholesome answer. Receiving bud stuff. You never know, you might enjoy it. Fanny packs and mercies. If you're on vacation and not actively trying to get laid, get one of these. Have everything you ever need right at your fingertips without filling your pockets to the point it hurts to sit. They are like detachable cargo shorts. Duck while we are at it, bring back cargo shorts. And if you say, well, I have a backpack, nah, way too big, way too many pockets, you don't look any manlier or cooler with it, and the whole put it down on the ground, or do that weird turn it around kangaroo pouch technique. With the fanny pack or merce you would have been on your way already. I have a satchel that I took to Vegas as a joke after the Hangover movie. Let me tell you, when sitting by the pool I didn't worry about my phone getting wet. I knew where everything was. Only guy that did not lose sunglasses. It was great. I was even able to fit my iPad in there. Pickpockets, don't worry at all. And if you say purse thieves, yeah, they aren't stealing a dude's purse, I promise. Now that my daughter is 2, both wife and I have discovered fanny packs. Especially during work from home, I have been living in basketball shorts and flip-flops. What I need to run to the market? Well, I guess I can throw on some shorts, so I have pockets for my EDC, or just keep everything in my fanny pack by the door, and in 3 seconds I am in get chiz done mode. Come home, boom, 3 seconds till comfort and everything I need to navigate the outside world is contained in one tiny little space that I know where it is and know it will be ready when I need it. Skirts. They're comfortable and should absolutely make their way into male fashion. Kilts are great, just think of what we're missing out on. If women get to wear pants, men get to wear skirts and dresses. Going to a therapist. I resisted for years because admitting that I had underlying issues was just not the way I was raised. After the introduction and explanation of why, I finally decided to take a friend's advice and speak with a therapist. I was full blown, sitting on the couch hugging a pillow, bawling my heart out. Now I wish I could go every day. Get a marriage, not the happy ending type, at a good spa. I'm a guy, and I do almost all of these unmanly things like yoga, moisturizing, having feelings, etc. I couldn't imagine living a life where I was afraid someone would think I'm feminine because of any of these things. I'm a man. I'm manly as duck in a lot of ways. I don't care if someone might think anything I do is not manly. Oh my, you watched until the end? That's ducking awesome, dude. Thanks for watching.